What's up, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Magic Hour. I'm Curt.
I'm Paul.
And today we're covering Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie where the monkey boy from Jumanji makes a new appearance.
I have no idea what that means. I didn't see the original Jumanji.
We're going to throw up a clip of the original rendering of Sonic that was so bad that made all the fans angry. We're going to throw that up here with a picture from the monkey boy of Jumanji.
I'm definitely predicting. This is one of the first times we've actually done a movie review before the movie actually officially comes out.
I know. We got early access to it.
And I feel like I can make a prediction that this movie won't do as well as if they had done it or released it during the summer.
Right, yeah.
And that's all the fans' fault because they complained about the way Sonic looked.
Yeah, and it took them, almost a year to re-render, do all the CGI and re-render Sonic. This movie is definitely a kid's movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is kid safe, 100%. The little people in our theater were having a great time.
Yeah, but you want the kids to be out of school to be able to see it. So they should have released it during the summer, Christmas, something.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of the movie?
Dude, you're not going to believe this. I liked it.
That is hard to believe, man. That is hard to believe. I didn't like it so much.
Okay.
I mean, there were parts of it that were okay, but it was blasé to me.
Okay.
You know, it was, there were a couple of times where I was like, I could get up and leave right now and it wouldn't bother me at all.
It wouldn't have bothered me either if I got up and left, but I was looking at it I put my kid blinders on, and I felt like if I were the kid watching that movie, I would have loved it. And of course, we went to see it together, and there was a lot of kids in the theater, and they were having a good time.
Yeah, they were having a great time.
And the characters are all very likable. Even Jim Carrey was back doing what he does best.
He was good
overacting and being a cartoon character, which he excels at. I was just happy that he's not on TV talking about the vaccine movement or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
Causes he gets wrapped himself in. Some of these guys that get so successful that they think people actually care what they think. I think sometimes dude, go back to being funny.
Yeah, just go be Rubberman,
or
what was he, the firefighter? Firefighter Bill?
Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill. But he was good in this, and that was the saving grace to me. And it was that when he was on screen, it was entertaining, and he was funny, and he was his, ridiculous, cartoonish self.
There was a couple times I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah,
it was because his delivery was just so over the top and so unexpected. Like there's a scene where the guy brings him a latte.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
Of course I want a latte.
I love the way you make them!
I love the way you make them.
Yeah, it's like, wow, what, calm down, dude.
Yeah,
but he's acting like he's really angry about it or something.
Well,
and it was funny.
On the ride back from the movie, you made a comment about a comparison to this movie's characters and recent.
I felt about the characters the way I thought I was going to feel about the characters in Bird of Prey. I liked all the characters. I actually cared about them. I wanted to see them do well.
They had substance.
Yeah.
Even the fake character that didn't exist.
Yeah, right.
Sonic
had a lot of personality.
He had a lot of personality.
A good heart. You felt for him. They made you feel. See, this is how Hollywood take note. This is how you make the audience care about a character, because at the beginning of the movie, he's in this other world where he's been taken care of by this owl creature. I don't know whether that came from the game. I didn't actually play the game. I think it came out a little bit after my time. I was more of a Super Mario Brothers guy, so I didn't know where that owl character fit into the canon of the character itself. But this character is trying to protect him from these people who want to kill him for his powers, and the owl, which also talks, transports him to Earth to protect him. So right off the bat, you see somebody cares for this creature, so you naturally care.
Right. You don't want to see him come to harm.
Right. So That's one way to establish empathy for the character. And then he has to stay out of sight when he's on Earth because, of course, the government will track him down, which they eventually do.
Well, yeah. What did the owl say? That anytime you have great power, there's always somebody that wants to steal it.
Right.
Um,
So he's staying out of sight, and he's in this small town. Was it Montana?
yeah, Montana.
And
Greenleaf, was it?
yeah, something like that.
Greenview, Greenleaf, something.
And
like
there's this cop in town who has nothing to do. He's kind of like Andy Griffith. He's
more like Barney.
He's more like a handyman sheriff. He goes around cleaning people's gutters.
Yeah, because there's no crime in this town.
There's no crime.
It's like 400 people.
He has this little radar gun that he pretends to use, but there's no traffic, so there's, he's like measuring the speed of turtles crossing the road.
And he's like making the little comment, "What's your hurry there, Phil? Where's the fire?"
And so right away, here's another character that you immediately like. This guy's talking to himself and trying to keep himself occupied. And he dreams of being a cop in San Francisco, and he's already applied there. And, you just like this guy. He's played by James Marsden, who played Cyclops in those X-Men movies.
Right.
He's a very likable actor. I've always liked him whenever I've seen him in anything. I don't know why he's not a bigger star. He kind of reminds me of like, who's that? One of those Chris Pine?
Chris Pine, who
the guy that played,
Kurt
he reminds me of that guy for some reason. They have kind of the same.
Yeah, they kind of have that same smolder.
No, not smolder.
Well, I'm sorry, that's
they have that whole hometowny thing,
boy
persona. Yeah, they have
yeah.
that same persona about them.
Yeah, very handsome, and if you consider the fact that he's acting to nothing,
right?
In the reality,
movie.
The whole movie,
he made you think that character was real,
right? And they did a good job at combining the aspects of this and these characters and the CGI, and there was a lot of CGI in this. They did a really good job at how all the actors interacted together with this supposed alien hedgehog thing. So I will say that.
Yeah.
I guess the main thing, and then you can finish telling them the storyline. One of the things that I kept thinking to myself is, this might be a little more enjoyable sitting in my pajama pants at home,
Yeah.
watching it on Netflix.
I can see that.
I might have gotten into it a little more than in the current, in the theater, and so. But continue telling them about the plot of the story.
The plot is basically a chase film. I mean, you got a character that runs really fast. It's a chase film. And he gets discovered by this sheriff he's been kind of stalking the whole time. He calls him, what do you call him? Captain Donut or something?
No.
The Donut something.
The Donut Lord.
Donut Lord.
The Donut Lord.
So Donut Lord, James Marsden,
which reminded me of Star-Lord. I don't know if you thought of that too.
No, I didn't think of that. But I forget how he discovers Sonic and shoots him with a tranquilizer gun.
Okay, so Sonic he got upset playing baseball because he wanted to be a part of something.
Right.
But he had to hide.
Right.
And so Sonic was
playing. That was a good scene. He's playing this baseball game and he's playing every position on the field, and because he's so fast, he can throw the ball and hit the ball, and then go out into the field and catch it because that's how fast he is.
Play the coach, the third base coach, tell him to go home.
Right, he can do it, and he's running the bases so fast that he causes a power outage. And
no, what happened is he made a home run on himself. He went to high five and realized he was the only one there.
Yeah,
that upset him. And so when he got upset, then he started running the bases, and he broke something and made himself short circuit, and it released this pulse of energy.
An EMP.
An EMP, ultra EMP, and it was, of course, detected by the government.
Right.
So now, there you go.
So James Marsden character, his name's Tom Wachowski. He discovers Sonic, shoots him with a tranquilizer gun. He drops these little rings that were given to him by the owl character. The rings help him step through portals.
Teleport, yeah, to new dimensions.
So I guess he was thinking of San Francisco. I guess Tom had gotten a letter from the San Francisco Police Department, and so he was. You think about where you want to go, and then you throw the rings out, and you can release a portal to that area. And so he was thinking about San Francisco at that moment. So the little bag of rings he has that he used the portal everywhere, they drop through this portal he's created, and they fall in the Transamerica building in San Francisco. But then the portal closes. So now he has something. He's got the MacGuffin is in San Francisco. He has to get to San Francisco to escape the government, who's now chasing him. And
the government.
Tom is helping him along the way escape all these mechanized devices that
Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, is using to try to track him down. He has a variety of drones and planes.
He doesn't trust people. But he's got like 5 PhDs, I think they said, and he's super smart. And this is, of course, played by Jim Carrey, and played very well by Jim Carrey. Yeah. He carried a lot of the dull moments in the film. He carried it through, and he was just his silly self, man.
Yeah.
And if you know the game, and if you're old like me and played it, when it came out on Sega, on the Sega Genesis. You remember Dr. Robotnik, and they really did a good job of casting Jim Carrey for that role, I thought. So now, like you said, he's got to get to San Francisco because now Dr. Robotnik has made it his personal mission to capture Sonic. He is chasing him the whole way.
Yep.
And there was this cool bar fight scene.
And did you notice they stole that scene a little bit from X-Men?
Yes.
With the whole thing with...
that had to have been a nod.
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver
running through a room and like putting like he takes a gun from a security guard and points it this way and does this and that and other and then comes back and everybody's like...
Yeah, and then when time catches up, like everybody falls over and the bad guys are beaten.
Right. They had a scene just like that in a bar.
That Sonic started a bar fight.
Yeah, he started a bar fight.
He was marking things off of his bucket list that he didn't even know what a bucket list was 5 minutes prior. But anyway, so they get to San Francisco finally. After Dr. Robotnik has chased him with all these delightful toys that he's made and cuts the roof off of his Toyota Tundra. And they get there, and we haven't mentioned that Maddie Wachowski,
his
wife,
her sister lives in San Francisco.
Yeah, and she has gone ahead to try to find them somewhere to live.
Yeah. And
so he shows up at her house, and Sonic has been disabled, I guess you'd say, at this point. So his wife, and she's played by Tika Sumpter.
Yeah.
And she was Kevin Hart's girlfriend, love interest in the Ride Along series. Anyway, he brought Sonic to her because she's a veterinarian.
Yeah.
All right, so then she revives Sonic, and then, of course, the sister hates Tom and wants her to divorce Tom.
Right.
And then he brings this alien to her house, and that was a pretty cool scene where she sees it, and she's like, catch me. She fell over. But, of course...
I'm glad they didn't do too much of that sassy black woman thing. She was sassy, but she wasn't. I don't think it was like over the top like they do in a lot of these
I
Hollywood
agree.
movies.
I agree.
That I wasn't insulted. She was just concerned sister.
Yeah, she was concerned sister, and then they tied her up for some reason.
So that was funny, yeah.
And so, of course, Dr. Robotnik knows where they are the whole time because of his wonderful toys.
Yeah.
And he ends up, all along there's been this, I don't know what was that?
A quill.
A quill.
From Sonic.
Yeah, from Sonic. And apparently the quill holds his power.
Unlimited energy.
Unlimited energy. And so Dr. Robotnik uses the quill to make this, or to power this prototype flying machine that he has.
Yeah. That was a cool ass. I was thinking about some of the vehicles he had in that movie were nicer than some of the stuff in the new Star Wars series.
No, seriously.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been out of place in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, other than none of the Star Wars vehicles are that cool.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like really impressed with some of the art direction or whatnot, because some artists had to mock that up, and they did a really good job.
Yeah, and so we're reaching the climax of I guess the action part of this movie where Tom and Maddie they get Sonic to the top of, what was that building?
Transamerica building.
The Transamerica building, where the portal had opened over the top of it and his rings fell. And if you know Sonic, you know the significance of the rings. And so they're about to say goodbye. And right as they're about to say goodbye and Sonic's about to go to the Mushroom Planet, which he thought it was Mario because he never played the game.
They kept bitching out like, is this going to be some kind of tie-in with Super Mario? Because I was like, if they do that, it's going to be so awesome.
It's cross-platform.
But yeah, I was thinking about that. I said, I don't think they're the same company.
No,
this is Sega.
Sega is, and Nintendo is Mario. But, so then the real true chase happens, because now Dr. Robotnik is using that quill to power his flying machine, and he can match Sonic's speed now.
Yep.
And so they're having this horrible chase through downtown San Francisco.
How many people did he kill?
I was thinking that. I was like, the damage.
He was blowing up like
cars and buildings.
I mean, they were probably, a lot of them were parked cars, but still, I was like, he killed a few people during that chase.
IRL,
I mean, realistically, he would have killed some
IRL,
people.
there would have been a lot of devastation. But
I like when Sonic, Jim Carrey's about to fire on him he does fire on him while he's missing. He pushes James Marsden and his wife off of the Transamerica building. He's just carefree about it. He's got all the time in the world because he's that fast.
But he didn't realize that the machine was as fast as him.
Yeah, but he they're like, they're falling. And he's like moving the missiles. And then he runs down there and saves
Throws
them.
a ring. He throws a ring in front of them so that they fall through the portal and they go back to
Montana.
Greenleaf or whatever it was called, where ultimately the movie concludes.
They have their final boss battle.
They have the showdown. Showdown on Main Street. And, oh Lord, you done pissed Sonic off. And he got all electrified. And guess what happens? He sends Dr. Robotnik to Mushroom Planet.
Mario Land. I'm convinced there's going to be some kind of tie-in.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Anyway, so the movie ends. Everybody's happy. And now the Maddie and Tom and Sonic and the dog are all one big happy family. And they stayed in the little town because that's really what they wanted.
And the government rewards them with
A $50 gift card to Olive Garden. There were so many product placement ads in this movie, it wasn't even funny. So many. Even when you didn't realize they were doing a product placement, there's a Mellow Yellow can sitting in the background.
Dude, I saw that Olive Garden car.
They mentioned Olive Garden like 2 or 3 times in the movie.
I was like, my daughter loves Olive Garden. I can't stand it because I never get the right thing when I go there. It's always, I don't really like this.
I eat the unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks.
That's what she eats the same things. That soup. She loves the soup.
I love the soup,
so
too.
I was like thinking, oh my God, does everybody love Olive Garden?
Apparently, Sonic the Hedgehog does.
So yeah, it was a cute little movie, man.
It was. I mean, like I said, I usually don't go to the theater for movies like this.
Yeah, I mean,
I felt
it was a kids movie. I mean, nowadays I usually I did fall a little bit asleep.
I looked over at him a couple of times and he was out.
But it's hard for me to watch kid movies. But once Jim Carrey appeared, I had my attention. I was like, okay.
He was back to his old form, man.
Yeah, I wish, man. How long has it been since he's done a role like this?
I don't know, man.
It's been a while.
He's done so many obscure movies in between.
Jim
Carrey of Dumb and Dumber and Liar Liar.
Yeah, he had that phase where he was trying to be a serious actor.
Yeah, nobody can take him serious.
No, we don't want to see you as serious. I mean, you don't have the. First of all, you don't have the looks for it. You look like you should be, falling down some stairs.
Yeah, with sound effects.
Setting yourself on fire. You have that type of face. Some people can't be serious.
He's a cartoon character.
Just imagine somebody like Steve Harvey trying to be a serious actor.
Right.
He looks like Steve Harvey looks like a cartoon character.
He looks like a caricature.
Yeah, you can't be a dramatic actor if you look like that. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
And on that point alone, I hope this film does well for him, because I think that he needs, to be reminded what his niche is.
He looked like he was having fun.
I hope he did. He did a good job in it.
Yeah.
I think all the acting was good for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that everybody did a good job. Tom and Maddie situation.
Yeah. Well, explain that.
So
we were talking about this on the way home.
They were supposed to be this deeply in love married couple.
I didn't even realize they were married till like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, and
because
let me talk to my wife.
Yeah, they didn't touch each other at all.
I know, and when they did, it looked like they were, I don't know. They were just almost doing the space hug,
Yeah.
where you leave space in between yourselves. It was almost that bad.
That was weird.
Yeah, there was no smooching or.
And I was telling you, I didn't know whether that was because Hollywood has always had a big problem with interracial relationships. In fact, there was an unwritten rule in Hollywood: you couldn't have an interracial relationship in a movie unless that's what the movie was actually about, like some kind of civil rights movie or something about. Some drama about interracial relationships, then you could do it. But if it was just a normal like action movie or something, you couldn't have a black character and a white character even kissing. They never kissed in this movie.
No, they didn't. They never.
And
kissed.
I don't know. I didn't know whether it was that or just that you were suggesting that the actors didn't like each other.
I've seen that in other movies before, where the two actors that are supposed to be love interests do not like each other, and the chemistry comes across on camera. I mean, it does. And that's not to say that that's the case here. It may be because they toned that way down because it was intended for children.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, very, very possible that this movie was geared for that very young audience, and so they didn't want to go overboard on the lovey-dovey stuff, So I'm not saying, but it was very obvious to my eye that they, I don't know how
something was missing.
Yeah, something was missing from the chemistry between the two of them. But I mean, if that's the biggest complaint I have, I guess that beats the crap out of a lot of movies we watched.
I mean, like I said, this really nailed the characters. I think this is like this could be a case study in a screenwriting class on how you get people to care about the characters.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said it hit every mark.
Because it even made me think when I went and saw Birds of Prey. I'm writing a novel right now, and I was like, I started thinking, are my characters likable? Have I given the reader opportunity to care about this character? And I concluded that I did, because one of my characters goes through a traumatic experience that affects his whole life. So, but yeah, I think this is a master class in that.
You have to give your audience something to invest in. You know, that's where Birds of Prey missed the mark. Is they did not give you any reason to feel invested in the characters, and the film suffered because of that. This one, I like you said, this was masterclass of how to make a buddy movie. Because that's ultimately what it's a bad guy chases good guy. But the interline story was these two, this otherworldly hedgehog and this sheriff from a small town become friends through all this. Yeah. And it's the only friend that Sonic has ever had. And it kind of looks like it was the only friend that Tom ever had too. Other than his dog.
Yeah, that's true. He looked very lonely. But so what's the score you would give it?
I'm going to give it a 4.
I'll give it a 4 too. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm going to give it a 4 because
I thought you didn't like it.
Well, let me clarify. I didn't dislike it. I just could have enjoyed it just as much sitting at home watching it on Netflix.
Okay, fair enough.
And I think that's where it comes down to, because by the end I was still interested and happy that everything worked out, which it always does. It always works out.
Yeah.
But and I was happy that they took Sonic in and gave him his own space, and I enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm 4. I would give it a 4.
Okay, well that's all we got for this episode. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and really comment and let us know what you think of these reviews, what you think of our other videos that we're putting up, and we want to give you guys the content that you want to see. So I guess that's all we got, right?
Yep, that's all we got for today. We will see you when we see you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching.